it's been a while since we felt the win, so I'm overly excited. I'm really happy for our ladies just because of their perseverance, their dedication, their grit. We had a really good practice yesterday, a tough practice yesterday, probably a mental toughness practice yesterday. We lost the last 5 out of 6 prior to this game, so you got to start changing some things up, start challenging the players, and I'm just so pleased how they responded. Take my hat off to Beth. She does a great job. I feel at Missouri State they have an unbelievable team, but I'm just very proud of how our team responded today. They don't give up. There's no quit. Even in our losses, I feel like they just don't quit. And I knew just if we stay consistent, it would eventually pay off. So just very pleased how the effort that they gave tonight for 40 minutes.
Questions?
Coach, seems like you did some changing in your rotation, and it seemed like your team played with more confidence this game than it did from the last game.
Yeah, so, as I said, we lost 5 out of 6. If you continue to do the same thing, you get the same result. So we changed the starting lineup, and it wasn't a disciplinary thing. It was just to challenge some players. We took Claudia out of the starting lineup. She stays locked in. She goes 5 for 5 tonight, so she responded well. Had a great game. So, in practice, we changed practice. We changed the format of practice. We changed the format of our scout report, how we do it. So, I'm not an ego coach. There's no, I'm not going to pound my chest. We have to do it this way. No, whatever works. I'm willing to change. I'm open. I'm receptive. I listen to our players most importantly, and as a coach, you just do your best. You pray about it. You love your players, and you hope for the best.
Coach, you talk about change. What were some things that you saw today that you liked from the team? What were some things that you kind of said, we can clean that up a little bit?
Well, just with regards to change, I don't know if it was change. I think it was probably better implemented today because, our Achilles heel has been our defense. So as I said, the practice was very difficult yesterday. We're obviously focusing on defense. So I was very pleased how we defended the ball. We had a big focus on bottom help side, which has been a problem for us in the past. I think we had a couple of charges, a couple of attempted charges. So I was very pleased how they responded on the defensive side of the ball. And then obviously, there's no secret, the end of game, handling pressure. I thought we were a little tight, unforced turnovers that, made the game a little bit closer. But even through there, I called a couple of timeouts, just try to gather, and the ladies were still able to persevere and get the win. But those two aspects, definitely the defense I liked, and then end of the game, end of game situations, probably can continue to work on that.
Questions, Coach?
Yeah, well, Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
Coach Carrie Green left an incredible legacy of excellence. As you build on that foundation, what are the specific cultural pillars or values that you want this team to be known for under your leadership?
Great question. I would say definitely the culture. I'm not really changing. We're just trying to build on it. Culture is a very important thing for our team, for our program. It's going to be culture over talent. So it starts from the recruiting process. They have to be a fit to be here. Defense and rebounding has always been a staple, even through Coach Green. That's definitely not changing. So between the culture, defense and rebounding, and then the third would be relationships. I think that's, it's very difficult to achieve anything if you don't have relationships. And that's something that we work on. When I was hired, I actually specifically assigned a coach to be the culture coach. Katie Feenstra-Matera is the post coach / culture coach. So it's something that I feel is very important, just in this day and age, just with regards to retention. And I think the ladies play better when they have a better relationship with the head coach. They have a better relationship with themselves as a family. So those three things, I want, people to say at the end of the day, wow, those ladies, they love one another, they pray for one another, and they play as a unit.
Coach, what is your goal for the rest of the season with your team?
Overall goal, we want to win a championship. But, there's a lot of games prior to that, and my small goals, we just want to get better every single day. We just want to improve every single day. We want to be better tomorrow than we were yesterday. So, there's a big picture. There's a lot of games before you can cut any type of nets down. There are a lot of things that we can work on. So just carrying over from what Coach Green used to say, we just want to do the little things better than everyone else.
Was you satisfied with the team effort today, with the big win today?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. We haven't won in a while, so that's a no-brainer, yes.
Coach, one of the things that I liked, me personally, was you guys' rebounding. And I think, Efi leading the charge with that definitely played a key success to your guys' victory. So my question is, how important was it for you guys to get those second chance points, to get those rebounds, to be able to create more possessions?
That's something that we talk about every day. Rebounding is something that we do pretty much every day in practice. We try to put them in rebounding situations in practice that are even more difficult than they would be in games. So, that's something that we work on. And, obviously winning, the difference between winning could be rebounding margin. I mean, you want to limit your opponent to one shot per possession, and you have to end the possession doesn't end until you get the rebound. So, that's something that we talk about. We chart during the course of the game. Every timeout, we're conscious of the rebounding count. That's expressed to the player. So that's something that we're very conscious. And obviously, I think we were plus 16, 14, plus 14 tonight. So, and obviously, Efi had a double-double. But I think almost everyone got a rebound tonight except one person. So I'm very pleased with that effort.
More questions, Coach?
Yeah, Coach, the team has shown great resilience, as you mentioned earlier.
Who? I'm sorry.
The team.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, has shown great resilience. What have you seen from players, such as Avery and Elizabeth and Emmy and other players that gives you confidence as you head deeper into the Conference USA schedule?
Well, I would say just how they're handling their new roles. We're all in new roles, starting from the head coach all the way down. So last year, Avery didn't play as much. Liz wasn't looked to score as much in the past. We had a lot of seniors. So, just embracing that new role, that's a transition. These two ladies, they're going to be at the top of the scout report on every opponent that we have. That hasn't been the case. This is their first time going through that. So that transition, I'm just very pleased how they're handling the transition of being the go-to player. I encourage both of these ladies, Elizabeth and Avery, to be more aggressive. Avery, we want her to be a three-way scorer, not just catch and shoot threes. She can mid-range. She can play the ball downhill. And Liz, Liz and I have had a conversation just with regards to her being aggressive, and she's just responded at a high level. And then that just changed the dynamics of the team. You want to play 5 versus 5, not 5 versus 4, 5 versus 3. You can't win with just 2 people. You need all of your players to be aggressive and effective. And then, tonight, bench points 23-0. So that speaks volumes just as far as, no, we're not relying on just 2 or 5. It's going to take the whole family for us to be as successful as we want to be.
One final question for you.
A final question is, having served as a recruiting coordinator for the women's team, you've seen many players, grow and move professional careers. What do you look for in a recruit today that fits the specific identity of the Lady Flames?
That's a great question. So, first thing that catches your eye is no secret, talent. She has to be able to play. She has to be good. Whatever position, she has to bring value to the game. And then from there, through the recruiting process, then you have to really sift through. That's when a relationship starts to build. You're trying to get a pulse, her background, her values, her family, because, it's just not, talent is what catches your attention, but then you have to do the sifting process. Is she a fit just with regards to our culture? Will she love the team? Will she pray with the team? Those are things that, are going to be, prerequisites for us, just as far as fitting into our program, because, like I said, culture and relationships are going to be 2 things that are going to really serve purpose and share dividends here at the end of the day when we stay within those pillars.
I got one more question.
One more question.
Coach,
Okay, one
I'm
last
glad you brought that up. Do you focus on any of the local players as much as players you go outside of Lynchburg to recruit? Do you, radar, some of the local girls?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've already been to LCA. I've been to Heritage. I would love to get someone local. It's been a couple of years since a talent level has been there. I think a couple of years ago there was a talent level, but there was an academic issue. So, for someone to grow up here and then play at Liberty, I would think that would be a dream. But again, it has to be a fit, it has to be talent. Unfortunately, we just haven't been able to find that one here in the last couple of years. We had one from Waynesboro years ago who was, Devin Brown was an amazing, I don't even know if she's a Hall of Famer, retired jersey, who knows. But yeah, I like to go to local high schools. I like to keep my eye on young talent, see how they progress. And, obviously Avery Mills and Emmy, LCA, local talent. So if they're talented enough and they're fit for the program, yeah, I want them at Liberty. I don't want them anywhere else. I want to keep them in state.